5 years. 5 years so far. I mean, the cliched ups, downs, yada, yada, yada. But one thing I want to point out is the secret for us was taking it like one day. I never thought we would, I didn't deliberately set out for us not to last, but the mission wasn't to make this relationship last. The mission was just to take each day, survive that day, learn from that day, go on to the next day. And when you look back, we've done over about 10 years, we're courting for like 4 or so years, and then we've been married 5 years. Yeah. So it's a learning process. You never really know how to evaluate your marriage until the end of the road. And that's the truth. Until either both people go underground or one person has gone. That is the only way you can now literally look back and see what you have achieved, the storms you've come through, the highs, the lows, and all whatnot. But until then, our marriage has just been a learning curve, discovering more about who we are in ourselves and as a unit. And it's a clash of personalities. That's the thing you need to understand about marriage. Two people, two individuals, two very independent minds coming together to merge it's a process. And like anything that collides, there will be friction, there will be heat. And I think one of our best analogies for...
Are we using that analogy again?
Yeah, for marriage is when we were working, Daddy Gio came to open officially the office. And one of the things he said was that marriage is like sandpaper and wood. That the sandpaper is rough, the wood is rough, yeah. The sandpaper is rough. But that by the time both of them keep rubbing against each other, they rub off until they're both smooth. And that's, I think, the best analogy we have of marriage. Yeah. She's rough, I'm rough, there's friction, there's fighting, there's argument. But at the end of the process, both surfaces are smooth. And I think that's just what it is in a nutshell. That's our 5 years.
But the truth is, without the friction, you can't polish off each other. So in that sense, we both make each other better, better people. I don't see myself as complete without him, and hopefully it's the same for him.
It is the same.
But the truth is, I'm thinking about the fact that a lot of people don't actually understand themselves or love themselves enough to love other people. So in 5 years, I've discovered that, yes, I need to love myself enough to be able to love him. And if, for instance, you are not complete, how do you complete the other person? There are some people that are empty and don't even think about the fact that, or they're in denial of the fact that they were empty. And they don't understand that without knowing themselves, loving themselves, that they cannot actually complete another person. So in 5 years, I think we've realized that yes, we are complete. We love each other as we love ourselves.
The wedding day. Let me take you through the wedding. In fact, let me take you to the wedding day before. Yeah. This was when...
Please don't let my people...
This is a disclaimer, by the way. I love my mother-in-law. But something happened that... Okay, what happened is my mother-in-law is one of the most uniquest
human being
mother-in-laws. But at the core of who she is love. And in my days of courting and dating Titi, I realized that she is a mother who loves and protects her kids like any hen would to her chicks. Yeah. So once I understood that, it was easier to handle her.
Handle,
man. If you are unique, your mother-in-law is like unique. Or my mother-in-law is like unique. So the morning into the wedding, so this is like 1 a.m. of wedding day.
Where were we?
We were in the hall or marquee, setting up, making sure everyone was, because we called in a lot of favors. So a lot of people who were coming because of us to
set
up and all. So we had to supervise. We couldn't leave it to any other person. And my mother-in-law's idea is, her daughter should be asleep, beauty sleep and all that stuff.
I should have been in bed at that point. I should have been getting ready for the wedding the next day. But where am I? I'm nowhere to be found.
A lot of missed calls. Long and short, we strolled into the hotel where we lodged. All the bridesmaids, groomsmen, like, guy, where have you been, man? Mother-in-law has been and she'd be basically very upset that where's my daughter, blah, blah, blah. So I just tell everybody get out. So it's me and her in a room. I'm like, Mommy, this wedding is in your hand. You don't want to cause embarrassment. People will say that is your only daughter that didn't marry well. I'm sorry, blah, 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 sweet talk. Let's do this. If you don't want the wedding, because she said the wedding is not happening. She said if you don't want the wedding to happen, no problem. But you're going to live with this embarrassment for the rest of your life. Sweet talk her, cajole her, blah, blah, blah. Long and short, after like 30 minutes, we come out of the room smiling. And everybody, for some reason, when everybody's like panicking and like anxious, I always just know there's a way out. I always know that me adding to it is not going to help, so there's a solution. And I understood the mother-in-law I had. So that was the first introduction into the wedding day. I think the second was we waited 1 hour.
Yeah, so basically for the wedding, the wedding day itself was a packed day. So we had to do the engagement, registry. The court registry, and the white wedding in the same day at the same venue. And
it wasn't in vogue at the time we did it. Now it is, but now then it was strange.
Yes. So we had the registry guys waiting at the hall. We had to do the traditional, and then we had to do the white. So basically, there were so many different opinions, being thrown about. Do it this way, do it that way. But we had what we wanted to do. So we obviously did the trad first. Everybody was on time for the traditional wedding, and the trad went very well. So where there was like a little, hiccup was getting back to the hotel to change to the dress and then come back. So at that point, not many people know, but everybody had come for the white wedding reception, not knowing that was actually the wedding they were coming to see. So they felt it was just the party part, but that was actually the wedding they were coming for. So everybody was around, the hall was full. So going back to change for a guy is always easy now, but then me going to get my white dress, new makeup, do hair, someone that was in Gele before, now do hair, it was a lot of work. So it did take a bit of time, not that much time, mind you, but then I got downstairs in my full glory, white dress, makeup, and I'm just standing there at the door looking for the wedding car.
Yes,
Where
the
is
wedding
the
car. Please.
There was no car.
Please. When you're doing your wedding, do not accept things for free. This wedding car was given for free.
Yeah.
But the reserve or the fuel was on
red light.
Now, we didn't know. The driver wasn't there, so somebody else was driving the car. Long and short, the
guy went to go and buy fuel. And it was a period when there was no fuel. So there was a fuel queue. So the guy went to go and queue for fuel. Meanwhile, I was at the hotel with my bouquet, smiling, while everyone was taking pictures. And there was no car. I was like literally there standing. So in the end, it was the groom's car that had to come all the way from the venue again to come and pick me. Meanwhile, governor is waiting, Oba is waiting, all our friends,
and
family
the
waiting.
The pastor when the pastor prepared for like maybe a 5-minute sermon, and he went over that same sermon like 5 times. Literally for an hour we were waiting. So here I am waiting for my bride to come.
And he's sitting there.
He's doing the sermon, and then pastor breaks into a sweat. So he's throwing questions at me. Yeah. I'm like, yes. And then I'm trying to be like calm. There's obviously tension in the air.
Yeah.
And that was the point where I was like, oh my God.
What?
What's going on?
Where is she?
Where is she? And I couldn't call.
But that's the thing. I was literally standing there with the bouquet. Standing by the door of the hotel.
And the distance from the hotel to the venue, it wasn't long. It was like a 15-minute or 10-minute drive.
It wasn't even up to that.
But there was traffic. There were a lot of people. So it was just
There was just so
something
much.
will happen on your wedding day. I mean, you will pray for it not to, but trust me.
Something always happens.
Okay. Wow.
Do we remember?
I do. I'm trying to start in such a way that is not so bad, but if I say we met in a club, automatically people just think a certain way.
Yeah.
But we did meet in the club
Yes.
on the job.
Yes, we're working.
We were working. I was working for Showtime Africa program that belonged to TA, and you were working with Sound City. So I was on the red carpet interviewing people, and I had this killer pink shirt. Which later I found out that's what attracted her. So
Yes.
that shirt worked
Thank God
its
for
work.
that pink shirt in your life.
Yeah. So here I am doing my work, and then some lady pulls me like, "Oh, we want to interview you." So I had a microphone behind me, and I'm like, "Okay, mischievous guy, let's play along." And she pulls me onto her own portion of the red carpet. It was Dame Lee's birthday celebration, if I recall. And she asked me a couple of questions, teasing, la la la. And I was like, sorry, I'm actually going to my corner over there. And we hit it off, and the rest is,
What?
yeah, history, they say.
You know the funny thing? I remember it differently, but he remembers it in a particular way. So I was given a quota. Oh, do 15 interviews and then you can go home. So I had done like 11 or 12, and I was like, just 4 more people, anybody, let me interview just anybody. And then I'm like, okay, who will look good on camera? So I was looking around for people that would look good on camera. And it's people in colorful outfits that usually look best. And I just saw one guy in the pink shirt. Honestly, I did not even look at the guy's face. It's just that the guy's wearing pink and he's wearing jeans.
You didn't look at my face?
No, I did not even look at your face. I just dragged your hand.
After
Yeah. Let's do an interview. Yeah. You look great. Yeah. And I'm like, are you ready? Are you set? Can we go? And I started interviewing, and that was when I looked at your face.
all I just heard was, I didn't look at your face, and I can't hear anything else. Even after 5 years, that hurts.
It wasn't the face.
So,
that's for sure.
Yeah, that was basically it. And found out, obviously we both love media. We got talking. We both just come out of very serious relationships.
Yeah.
So we're like,
well,
we're like friends.
Yeah, we kind of, I think we were kind of in a place that on the red carpet, we had to stay outside because we were working. We couldn't go inside. So we were in that same space for the next like 30 minutes to 1 hour. If, for instance, I'd probably entered the club, probably I might not have even,
What if I'd said no?
What
if I said no?
If you had said no for the interview, I'd be like,
we won't be here.
probably, yeah.
Our sex life after the kids, it's like, would the sun come up? After the night, is the sun hot? They're just some standard facts. It will put a strain. And then we had 2 kids. Not that it makes it twice as stressful, but it's just, there was a lot of physical changes with Titi. And that was my first introduction into the world of the connection between how a woman sees herself and the health,
The drive, I guess.
the drive, and how healthy your sex life could be. So Titi wasn't happy with, not happy, she had not adjusted, that's the word, to her new body. She was used to looking a certain way. Boobs got bigger, hips got bigger, stomach, everything.
Yeah, we get the point.
And by the way, that was like, she looked like really sexy. But that's favorite thing was just rubbing her stomach all the time. But after the kids
Too
came,
much information.
sorry. Is it like PG-13? After the kids came, I had to work on her psychology and her psyche in terms of how she felt. She didn't feel she looked beautiful enough for me. She didn't feel she looked how she used to, which was true, but I wasn't affected by that. But because she was affected by that, there was a strain. So I had to do a couple of reading. I had to work on her. A lot more comments and compliments came in. You have to reinforce that confidence in her. And this is unique to us. For other couples, it might be different, but I realized that it meant a lot to her. So we had to now look for alternative ways of satisfying each other, which I will not get into. Couples will tell you that the foreplay, the actual act of sex and post-sex, you can actually be having sex all day through what you say, the text messages you send to your partner, teasing. You know, there are a lot of other aspects which I now had to know, because as a boy, you know, you're only used to one type of sex, but there's the sex of the mind. So the strain was there, and because the strain was there, we now had to look for alternative routes, and that helped us develop our sexual language to a point where, you know, we could hit it off in the most bizarre places, not physically, but with the mind. I'm trying to filter it so that it doesn't seem too graphic, but that is another aspect of our marriage that we are very, very proud of. We worked on it, and we were able to own the issues. We own them, like, oh, you don't look this way, or you have this drive, or you have this kind of preference, or for you to be aroused, it has to start from here. So we worked on that, and we got, I mean, it sounds cliche, but it's actually getting better with time.
Oh,
because,
really?
Yeah, like wine.
Fine wine.
Like fine
That's such
wine.
a cliche thing to say.
But it is, it's,
Yeah.
Okay, question time, blessing time. What can I do to improve our relationship? Ooh.
You could.
I could do that.
Yeah, no. So I think you're amazing. I think you've done so well. You've impressed me in ways I won't even tell you, so I will not swear. You're dedicated. You take every opportunity to make me happy. I've noted that. But
While I do. This is the but.
the listening thing, I'm someone that I love to give advice. I love to be right. I love to feel like I'm right all the time. But I also try and make sure that anytime I give advice or guidance, you know, that it is the right guidance. So I do my research. I think I'm very forward thinking. I like to believe. So I'm like, you need to listen to me more, man. You need to actually believe that I'm your teammate, and I would never want, in like a relay race, I will hand you that baton no matter what. It's you that I'm handing the baton to, nobody else. You know, so I just want you to make sure you keep it up, but listen to me more. Name 2 things that I do very, very well.
One of the things I can't mention on TV.
Really?
She knows how to. Titi is somebody who knows how to go out of her way to make you happy. And what I mean by that is, a good example, I'm from a close-knit family. We get in touch with each other every other day or every other week. And this was an issue when we were dating. But she made a deliberate effort to schedule messages, to make sure she calls my parents, brothers. And being the last in my family, there's a long list of in-laws, you know, from the brothers to the brothers' wives, and then the parents. So I saw the will to want to make it happen. I saw how, and she's demonstrated this in different aspects, different stages of our relationship. So I think that's one thing she really knows how to do well. The second thing is she knows how to make up for, not her face, but make up in terms of when she knows she has offended me or she's erred, or after an argument she sees reason or whatever the case might be. She has a very sweet way of saying sorry without saying sorry. That endears me to her. If there was one thing I could do for you right now, what would it be?
Oh.
We should change it. I'll put it
No.
back. What was that thing?
There's one thing you could do for me now. It would be to... I don't think there's anything you could do for me now, really, that you've not done.
I don't know if that's a compliment or a I mean, there's nothing more I can do with myself.
Oh, you can, of course you can. I'm thinking it has to do with the kids. Yeah, I'm thinking you could invest more financially in them, in terms of maybe piano lessons, tennis school, thinking about their university education and stuff like that, like way far.
Yeah, we've done research on it.
We've done research on it, but we've not actually acted.
Hey, we started tennis classes now.
Yeah,
we started tennis classes.
Not frequently.
Man, the hustle, man.
I know there's hustle, but I'm just thinking, the kids now are the place where we can mold them into, being more influential than they are. These girls are influential, though. What? Those girls,
smart kids.
They influence everything we do, but I'm just like, we need to do more for them. That's where I am. Would you stay off sex for 1 year for $5 million?
I can answer this question. Eh?
$5 million.
Would you stay off sex for 1 year for $5 million? Would I stay off sex?
You.
Me. She likes to invest. She's a money person. If there's an opportunity, there are other ways to get pleasure. Without having said, yes, I would.
$5 million.
I would, because on the day after that 1 year, but we'll be 5 million.
Just not right. That was
we'll be 5 million naira. I'll be dollars richer. Kids will be. Kids are set. Harvard school is set.
As in,
sex is we can.
It's relative. Sex to me. Hey, let me not speak for you. Sex was never. It was never the basis for our relationship.
No, it wasn't actually.
Because honestly, a lot of people let sex run their lives, and if, for instance, the sex is not coming, everything else is awry. And they put too much pressure on the other, on the relationship by thinking, the sex is, it wasn't good, so man, nothing else can be good. Really? So many things can be great, even if there isn't great, fantastic, frequent sex. We didn't know this. We learned this over time. Hi, Gbemileke. You are the best decision I ever made. You are going to continue to make your family proud. You have become a shining light to the Oyinsan name and dynasty. I see you in great places. I see you grow from strength to strength every day. You make me proud. You make me honored to be your wife. And when it comes to special people, special is a word that I don't use or take lightly. You are special. You are completely unique. And I want you to just continue to believe in yourself and continue to grow and groom yourself to be the best you can be. I love you. I'm very pleased to have met you. And I bless God for the day that I said yes to marrying you.
T-I-T-I. Titi Layo Oyinsan. I think the summary of who you are to me is an affirmation and a testimony to the fact that God knows the end from the beginning and the beginning from the end. And our paths crossing is proof that you were made for me. I have become a better man because of you. I have been blessed through our children because of you. I have become many, many things at many levels because of you, because of the push, the pressure, the expectations, the not wanting to fail you. And I'm going to spend the rest of my life making sure I keep that promise. Thank you for being my best friend. Thank you for being Mrs Oyinsan. Thank you for being Mama Biji. Thank you for being such a dynamite woman. And I celebrate you and I love you so, so much. And in case you ever forget, just come back to this tape and press play. Thank you so much, my love.